Well, guys, what is going on? How's it going? What you up to? What you doing? All that good stuff. And welcome to another Otakunator video. So Nintendo decided to drop another big nugget of news recently. I know this video is a few days late. It was kind of noisy around here, so I couldn't get to actually recording and setting things up and whatnot because it was just going to be very loud and all that. But hey, man, wow. I'm not going to not talk about a big Nintendo announcement, though this video will be old news by the time it comes out. But I'm still going to talk about it. I'm still going to discuss because, hey, man, I love Nintendo. We finally got our Nintendo holiday title. Breath of the Wild, I guess you could say, is getting a prequel. It's the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Based off the cutscenes and everything like that, looks like we're still going to use the 3D assets from Breath of the Wild, everything like that. And it looks like, it's going to be more story-driven. I mean, Warriors gameplay is very hack and slashy, so, I mean, we're definitely going to talk about, stuff like that, how I feel about it, how I feel about Holiday 2020, what this means for Nintendo, all that good stuff, and, just talking conversation, man. That's I know everybody and their mother has their favorite, Nintendo YouTuber that they like to go to, or YouTuber in general, to talk about this kind of gaming stuff. So I'm kind of late to the party since my focus was anime convention and video game convention videos. Now I got to do this. But screw it, I'm happy, I'm excited. This is honestly a big holiday title for me. We got Mario and Zelda coming out this year, so I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, they're not big core heavy hitting titles. One, they're just some HD upscaled, widescreen supported, Switch control supported ports. And of course this one, though not really done directly by Nintendo, it seems like they worked a lot with them, with the the Hyrule Warriors team, to make this as much Nintendo as possible. I definitely feel like it's more story-based, more than here's all the extra modes and everything like that the Hyrule or the Warriors based their game are based off of. But I mean, that's neither here or there. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and talk about this discussion and everything like that. And we'll go ahead and have some fun. Put that down, and of course, tell you my final thoughts about all this good stuff. Alright, so this is definitely a very big deal, very, very big indeed, for many reasons. I mean, first of all, this is a canonical Legend of Zelda story is going to be introduced by another studio, another publisher altogether. I mean, it's obvious, from the cutscenes and everything like that, this is definitely going to be, Nintendo's hands, excuse me, are going to be very much involved in this. Very first party oriented and focused. I mean, the cutscenes, the 3D assets, everything like that. I mean, even the battle scenes, the fight scenes, they don't look as wild, as crazy and everything. But this is a big step because this is Nintendo. Of course, with Minish Cap, Capcom did that one. Of course, you had Cadence of Hyrule, which was an indie studio with the franchise. They're really trusting other people with core Legend of Zelda story now. Before, the others were just kind of spin-offs and fun. I mean, I guess Minish Cap was still a little bit more traditional Zelda, but this one is, of course, telling a story, and of course, it's a canonical story in the Legend of Zelda timeline, and it's being done by another studio. So it's impressive. The fact that Nintendo just has that trust with someone else now is just kind of earth-shattering to me. So I am pretty excited about that, because one of my only complaints about Breath of the Wild is there was not enough story, not enough cutscene, and of course not enough music. But hopefully this game goes and fixes all that good stuff, because honestly, Breath of the Wild is the best-selling Legend of Zelda game of all time. You can definitely look it up, but I'm sure I'm popping it up on the screen right now. But I'm not surprising, from a business standpoint, that Nintendo is really going to try and focus and really trying to harp on this specific Legend of Zelda, because it's the one that gave them the most sales out of all. And of course, our next update for Hyrule Warriors is on September 26th. But yeah, going back to this, we've already been told that a sequel is coming. So we got a prequel, the core game, and a sequel. So due to the success of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, we're now going into a prequel and a sequel for these games. We both know they're coming. They're both been announced. And of course, Nintendo's putting most of their work and focus on Breath of the Wild 2, so they gave the prequel game to somebody else, and it makes sense. But how is this going to be for other franchises, other characters? I mean, of course, Retro Studios is doing Metroid Prime 4, but that's technically still a Nintendo-focused studio that's stationed in America. So But I mean, what if they gave it like, Metroid Prime to Treyarch, or what if they gave it to, somebody like that? But I mean, that's of course getting really far-fetched, but the point is Nintendo's starting to loosen their grip on their IPs, so I think that's an interesting thing going forward. I mean, I am very excited about Breath of the Wild 2. They did say some time before they announced more about it was going to happen, but I feel like this is a pretty good placeholder. A little bit of basically a great placeholder, to be honest with you. But now overall, I think this is definitely like the Nintendo holiday we were excited for. I mean, we got Mario, we got Zelda going up against next generation consoles. So I mean, I think that's from like a business standpoint, that's smart from Nintendo, because with your Super Mario Brothers and whatnot. I mean, say what you want about it, but it's already the second best selling video game of all of 2020 on Amazon. So obviously it's going to make money. Whether you think, $60, herder, emulators, blah, 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 or not, this game is becoming successful already, and it was announced 2 weeks before release, and it's already the second best selling game on Amazon. And of course, Nintendo games constantly sell. Like every quarter, they're reporting sales by the millions for each one of their games in the most part. So Nintendo games tend to sell longer and throughout its lifespan more than any other, publisher out there, which is why they always retain and hold their value. I mean, whether it's, used or, GameStop or whomever, Nintendo first party is almost always going to be full price. Unless Nintendo Selects happened, and then which, of course, we can go ahead and talk about that. But those games are so old, usually they need to be $20. And of course, it gives more sales to Nintendo at the end of the life cycle, but that's really all that's about. So, I mean, it's just really, really, really great to see Zelda and Mario for this holiday. I mean, I'm very excited. I mean, I was hoping 2020 they would do something big, since, they are going up against next generation. I understand Nintendo doesn't go up against the other guys, like straight up. That's not their style, that's not what they're doing, but they still need to sell consoles for the holidays. And the competition is heavy, whether it's, Nvidia's new graphics cards or Radeon's new graphics cards. They did announce that they were gonna do an October, I think it was like 28th for their CPUs, and the 26th. You got PC upgrading your stuff. You got PlayStation 5 still yet to, release their prices and models. Well, I guess they released their models. There's a diskless model and a not diskless model. But point being, you're up against a lot. I mean, whether you want to admit it or not, you are up against, 3 platforms upgrading their entire gear. So you need to come out the gate swinging. Sure, Nintendo doesn't like to, I guess you can say Nintendo doesn't compete with them, but they're still a video game. They're still a video game platform. They're still needing to make money during the holidays. So, I mean, that's just like saying, well, I like chicken. Chicken doesn't compete with steak. Yeah, sure, but when you're going to the supermarket and there's, good quality chicken and like bad quality steak or whatever, vice versa, you want that good quality, product. You invested money in the Switch. You want that good quality Prime A meat for your machine. You're going to want that, and that's fair. You're not wanting a lot, you're just wanting the basic. You want to make sure your investment is worth it, and you want to show new customers that investing in this system, out of all their choices, whether it be PC, console, what have you, that Nintendo is the way to do it. That you gotta choose a Nintendo and feel good about it, and I feel like they're definitely doing this job. I mean, say what you want to say about the Mario All-Stars collection, it is still the only re-release of Sunshine ever since the GameCube release. So the fact that we've never gotten any, I mean, sure, Galaxy, we saw it on the Wii. It got like the $20 version, the greatest hits or the Nintendo Selects, and it also got digitally ported to the Wii U. So it kind of came out twice. And the same thing with Galaxy 2, Super Mario 64, that was also re-released on the Wii U, as well as now the Switch. So again, ported 3 different times. And now we have the awesome Super Mario Sunshine, which for whatever reason literally took them so many years, like literally decades, for them to actually bring it out to another console. And I'm happy about that. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see Sunshine in HD. I'm excited to see freaking Galaxy in HD, because I always thought that game was pretty. It ran at 60 frames per second. So to see it in HD, it's going to be great. And even though I just streamed Galaxy, or not Galaxy, Sunshine, I mean, if you guys tune into my Throwback Thursday streams, you know that, I liked the game. I'm hoping they fix some of the things, like some of the bugs, glitches, the control scheme. God, I didn't like the control scheme, but hopefully it gives me a better version of Sunshine to play, because I think that was one of the only complaints I had about Sunshine was the controls. I never got used to them. They're inverted in terms of like the way the camera moves. It's weird to me, and I never got used to it. And then I'm curious to see how they do with Galaxy and their controls. And then, of course, now off the topic of Mario, Hyrule Warriors. Of course, the Hyrule Warriors game's more hack and slashy. I know I haven't played the original Hyrule Warriors. This honestly is going to be the first Warriors game I've ever played. But from the streams I've seen, the videos I've seen, I noticed there's a lot of mini games, mini content, mini modes, and different like campaigns, different characters, everything like that. And there's plenty to do there. But I really hope that we kind of like get rid of those little mini modes and just focus mostly on the story. I hope it's a good, long, meaty story, and I hope that it definitely feels good, it feels canonical, and it's one that I want to replay again. Because honestly, just based off what I'm seeing from the trailers so far, I just want to jump right into Breath of the Wild after this. I've never played the DLC before. I bought it. I never played it. I beat it before the DLC came out and never went back to visit it again. But I want to now. But once I play this game, I'm probably gonna go right into Breath of the Wild. So for you guys who watch my streams, just know that's probably gonna happen. But it's just an exciting time to be a Nintendo fan. I mean, Pikmin 3, I'm not too excited about Pikmin 3. I've never played the Pikmin franchise. I want to give them a chance one day. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like now's not the time. I feel like honestly Nintendo just nerfed Pikmin 3's chances of survival, because it's great that we got 3 games coming within the next 3 months. September is the Mario collection. We got Pikmin 3 coming in October, and then of course November is Hyrule Warriors. But this is definitely being advertised as the holiday game, and it's definitely it looks like Breath of the Wild. So I mean, it's really exciting. I mean, 2020 was such a great gaming year in general. So the fact that Nintendo's actually bringing that good old fire Mario and Zelda at the very last is great. All right, time for that closure though. Sweet. Well, that's the end of the video. So like I said, this is just a big thing for Nintendo, because they're kind of putting core franchise stories in other developers' hands. Like I said, again, a big step for Nintendo. I mean, Cadence of Hyrule was always kind of a big deal, because that's like an indie studio taking the Zelda IP and doing things with it. So I feel like this is the next big step, that they're taking one of their core franchise game stories and giving it to another studio. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Zelda team's the one that's doing the cutscenes and animations and everything like that. But this is a big deal. This is kind of well, if they're going to try to make Zelda some kind of yearly franchise, which I think I've been seeing them doing for the last quite few years, if they're really trying to do that, I feel like they're actually starting to realize they can't just do it on their own. They're kind of expanding, making things happen and whatnot. So very interesting indeed. And of course, the fact that we got Mario coming out for the 2020 holiday. This is it. This is the strong 2020 lineup I was hoping for. I mean, say what you want to say about the Mario All-Stars port. I'm excited. Several other Nintendo fans are excited. The majority of us are excited. The only people that aren't are really big, Nintendo haters out there. They're just oh no, it's $60 for 3 games that are $20 a piece. 2 of them, getting HD support. One of them getting HD support, widescreen support, and has never been re-released since its original release, Sunshine, if you can't follow math. So I mean, and then of course Pikmin. I don't really care about the Pikmin games, but we got 3 Nintendo games coming this fall. Again, don't know why they were all quiet about this. I feel like all this announcement could have been one cool big Nintendo Direct, even the 2021 games. But I get you wanted to focus on, making sure you can get your first-party title stuff out, announce your third-party stuff, blah, 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 scheduling, COVID, whatever. But it's good to see that we're getting some 2020 games. I feel it feels good as a Nintendo fan. I mean, like I said, I'm happy and excited about both Hyrule Warriors and Mario All-Stars 3D. Again, still no Galaxy 2, but I already went off about that long enough. But anyway, guys, this is just going to be a little bit of a shorter video. I don't even know if it is shorter, because I don't know, I didn't compare size. I just talked and made the video. I just wanted to kind of put it together quickly. But I do have to go stream with the homies tonight, Smash Night, so watch that if you haven't watched that. And subscribe, follow, not only here but on Twitch. Like me on Twitch, Talking Streams. Like me on Facebook. just a Talkinator. Those are usually where I do my 2 streamings. Most of the streaming stuff, Nintendo-wise, happens on Facebook. The other stuff happens on Twitch. Like, you know, but when things are important or whatever, I don't know. I just like streaming. I like content creating. Like my content, like my stuff, like my things. Again, thanks for your patience on this video. I know some of y'all have been asking for it. I know this videos only get 20 views, but I always get those hardcore, you know, me fans or Otakunator fans that are like, what are you going to talk about it with video, blah, blah, blah. I was like, here it is. Like I said, sorry I couldn't get it out sooner. The day they announced that I was at work, and when I tried to record stuff during the day, apparently I wasn't the only person who had days off, so music was just blaring the whole time. They were like working on the roof, like hammering stuff, so I had to literally wait a little while before I could record my things and my stuff. But anyway, here it is. Have yourself a great day, night, week, whatever. I gave you a treat. There's 2 videos in 1 month, so like, share, tell everybody about me, because I mean, I love doing YouTube videos. I love streaming, but dude, YouTube videos, I got into YouTubing for like years before, like 5 years I've been doing edits, and I definitely like that more than streaming. I love streaming, don't get me wrong. Streaming's great, and I get more views from that. You guys apparently love it more, so I'm gonna keep doing it because y'all do, but I want a reason to keep doing YouTube stuff. Like I said, I just really reduced it to once a month because I'm not getting a lot of love for it. But Nintendo decided to hit us with all the good news in September, which again, like I said in several other videos in the past, they're probably going to do the Paper Mario theory and announce it 2 months before it comes out. They did that with Hyrule Warriors. They didn't do it with Mario, but they did it with Pikmin. So it seems like most of their announcements are happening 2 weeks before the release. So I don't foresee them doing any kind of big announcements anytime soon. So I was like, sorry. 2 videos in 1 month. Anyway, guys, I'm off to go do some things and some stuff with the Smash Night homies. We're gonna go smash, get salty, all that good stuff. I might go play some other games. Don't forget, Luigi's Mansion is gonna be the new streaming game now that I played Ghost of Tsushima and beat that and platinumed it. That's literally the only game I've ever platinumed in my entire existence of Xbox and gaming, or trophies fully unlocked. Have yourself a great day, night, week, whatever. And, da-na-na-na. Alright, peace out.